Good morning everyone. We are a group 10 and we are going to discuss the chapter 3, the polygraph technique. Polygraph examination is a general use and investigative aid or technical aid in investigative process. It is used to verify the statement of the victim or complainant, establish the credibility of the witness, and evaluate the truthfulness of the suspect. It is considered the most effective way of establishing the truth. What are the ultimate objective of conducting polygraph examination? The objective of polygraph examination is to obtain the subject admission or confession. The admission is the statement of fact of the person not involved direct acknowledgement of guilt, while the confession is the declaration made by the person voluntarily and involved direct acknowledgement of guilt. What are the physiological phenomena as a basis of detecting perception as a Ferdinand tripod foundation? First, we have blood pressure and heartbeat frequency. The ink curve shown on the heartbeat recorded on moving graph paper represent the beat frequency and the tube pressure. The systolic or high pressure exists when the heart is contracted, rushing into arteries, and while diastolic or low blood pressure exists when the values are close and heart relaxed. The normal blood pressure is 120/80. The heart is an organ that continues to beat even removed to the body. The rate and force of the heartbeat as regulated by two sets of nerves. First, we have sympathetic set, which accelerate the beat, and cranial autonomic system, which retarded the beat, also known as the adrenaline, which the hormones that increase the heartbeat frequency. Second, breathing as a means of detecting deception. Breathing is consist by two steps. First, we have inhalation or inspiration, caused by the contraction of the diaphragm and expansion of chest cavity, resulting in the air rushing into the lung, and expiration or exhalation, caused by the relaxation of diaphragm and contraction of chest cavity, resulting in the air rushing out into the lungs. Third, we have electrodermal response. This is the most current and popular name for the human body phenomena, which the skin changes resistant electrically, consists with two categories: the normal response and abnormal response. Polygraph is the accurate tool for today to determining the truth and the deception. What are the factors that affect the accuracy of polygraph examination? First, the instrument. Second, the condition of the room. Third, the condition of the subject. And lastly, the qualification and skills of the examiner. What are the barriers of polygraph examination? There's an instance that impossible to make an analysis of polygraph tests because of the following: pathological liar, mental cases, person under influence of intoxicating liquor, other narcotic rated cases, various troubles, and other organic cases. Polygraph instrument, the instrument used in the proper application of polygraph technique, which the Lafayette computerized polygraph is the modern polygraph that use record the physiological phenomena by means of horizontal chemograph. The physiological changes of the body examined are monitored by the following polygraph attachment. First, we have respiratory rate, that 2 rubber tube filled with air, also known as pneumograph, examine the chest and abdomen. Second, we have heart rate or blood pressure. This blood pressure cuff placed around the upper arm of the examinee. These signals are converted into electrical signals by transducers. Lastly, we have galvanic skin resistance called electrodermal activity, which measure the sweat on the subject's finger. Fingertips are one of the most porous part or area of the body. Therefore, they're good to look for the sweat.
Good day. I am John Christopher Falad from Group 10, and now I will discussing the major components of polygraph instrument. First is the pneumograph component. A pneumograph component serves as a crucial role in recording respiratory patterns placed in the upper pens of the recording instrument. It serves captures thoracic and abdominal breathing movements. These movements are transmitted through the rubber hoses which connects the tubes to the recording unit, and the length and diameter of the hoses are carefully designed to ensure accurate measurement without impeding natural breathing. Next is the galvanograph component. The galvanograph component pivotal for recording galvanic skin response or electrodermal response. Its significance lies in its capacity to capture subtle variation in electrical conductance on the skin surface. Electrodes are affixed to specific areas of left hand, typically the index and ring fingers, or the palmar and dorsal surfaces. These electrodes facilitate the transmission of minuscule electrical current through the hand or fingers, enabling the detection of psychological changes. Next is the cardiograph component. It is a fourth and bottom pen of the instrument, operates mechanically, functioning as a high pressure system to record changes in mean blood pressure, pulse rate, and pulse beat strength. It utilizes a medical blood pressure cuff with a rubber bladder wrapped around the upper arm, positioned against the brachial artery. This bladder is connected to a rubber hose leading to a pressure indicating gauge, then to a very sensitive bellows and lever system powering the pen. The polygraphist inflates the bladder with a hand pump to a constant air pressure, aiming for a tracing amplitude of 0.71 to 1 inch with an identifiable notch located around the middle of the diastolic line of the tracing. Lastly is the chronograph component. It is a chart drive recording unit of the instrument. It has a synchronized motor that drives the chart at the rate of 6 to 12 inches per minute, and its speed constant is vital because the vertical lines, which are spaced either at one half of and each interval represent 5 or 10 seconds interval on the chart. These are the detachable parts of the polygraph instrument. So let's proceed to the built-in accessories of polygraph instrument. First is the chemograph or chat driving mechanism. It includes chart roll arbor, idler roller, pen table, paper guides, sprocket roller, cutter bar, off and on power switch, and synchronous motor. Next is the pen inking system. It includes capillary pen, inkwell plates, ink dropper, cockbill. Third is pneumograph section. It includes rubber jellos, bedded chain, rubber flexibing tubing, pneumograph tube connection, pneumograph connecting tube, pneumograph distributing ink, pneumograph pipeline, vent valve, and vent bottom. Tumbor assembly, sphygmomanometer, resonance control. Next is the cardio section. It includes pump valve, assembly, blood pressure, pump connection, blood pressure cuff assembly, connector block, sphygmomanometer pipeline. Lastly is the galvanograph section. It includes finger electrode, electrojello, and galvanometer. There has a necessary consideration for an effective polygraph testing. Number one is the instrument. Polygraph examination uses the polygraph instrument as the device used for recording the results. Hence, all its components and accessories must be operational and functional. The examiner should check the sensors, transducer attached to the body of the subject.
For further understanding, let's watch this video.
So the other instrument are mechanical pneumomodule, galvanic skin reflex or GSR, mechanical cardio module, chart drive roller lever, speedometer dial, pneumo 1, pneumo 2, cuff, pump, centering control, sensitivity control, GSR mode switch, GSR input connector, cardio lock lever, and lastly is vent. The examiner should also need to familiarize himself with the control mechanism of the polygraph instrument. First is the resonance control. It allows to clear up or make a better pattern when you have too much pulse pressure of the subject. Next is the hand electrode. This is fastened to the hand by a stretch band. Function is to make an electrical with the subject. Last is the panel control. It allows the operator to control or adjust the operation of the galvanograph.
So, good day. I am James Iladan and I'm going to report the 5 important controls. Firstly, there's the power switch, which activates the galvanograph section. Secondly, the subject's resistance control is responsible for aligning the galvanograph section with the subject's skin resistance. The reactivity control comes next, allowing for adjustments in the sensitivity of the galvanograph section. The self-centered normal switch follows, enabling the selection of different modes of operation. Finally, there's the self-centering mode, wherein the pen is electronically resets to its central position after each movement. So the controls for the cardiosphygmograph and pneumograph sections have different jobs. For the cardiosphygmograph, the knob helps put the tracing in the right place. The vent valve manages pressure, and the resonance control sharpens the tracing. In the pneumograph section, the knob positions the baseline, and the vent valve helps the system work properly. The vent valve also stops the pen between tests, prevent jams, helps with amplitude, and lets air into the system. These controls help accurately monitor the heart and lung activity. An examiner should possess intelligence, preferably holding a college degree, along with a keen interest in their work, a practical understanding of human behavior, and suitable personality traits, such as being able to connect well with others and being well regarded by peers. These essential qualifications cannot be substituted by training or experience alone. The subject. So there are three types of subjects for polygraph testing. First, the suspect, and the second, the victim of complaint, and the third one is the witness. Polygraph test can be used on guilty people, those driven by emotions, those who commit crimes impulsively, and those who do it accidentally or for the money. But before taking the test, a person must be healthy, both physically and mentally. Some people shouldn't take it, like those who are very nervous, have health issues, or mental illness, and are tired or under the influence of drugs or alcohol. And pregnant women and those under the age of 18. The examination room. The room for a lie detector test should be quiet, private, and distraction-free. It shouldn't look like a police room and should have no windows or noisy distractions like ringing phones. Only essential people should be present. It needs good ventilation, comfortable temperature, and not too bright lighting. There should be a separate room next door with a special mirror for observers to watch without being seen, and ideally, a hidden microphone for them to hear what's happening. Other considerations: the test should be conducted in private setting with a female secretary present for added protection, particularly for female subjects. An observation room is recommended to prevent escape and protect the examiner and the equipment. Subjects should be briefed on the test purpose, operation, and assurance of no physical pain except minor discomfort from the blood pressure cuff, emphasizing the fairness of truth-telling, and seeking consent can ease tension for honest individuals without aiding liars. Important reminder to the examiner: the following must be considered. The investigators should not wait until the last minute to ask someone to take the test. They shouldn't tell everything they know or jump to conclusions. Before the test, they must truly check the case, and during the test, if needed, keep investigating even if the test pauses. Don't solely rely on the test to find the guilty person. Don't claim the lie detector proves guilt. That's for the court. Even if the test shows lying or a confession follows, keep investigating. So the usual duration of a polygraph testing. Typically, a polygraph test lasts 1 to 3 hours, depending on why it's being done and how cooperative the person is. Sometimes, if the person confesses during the test, it can be shorter, or if there are conflicting answers, it can take longer. The actual questioning part is short, usually a few minutes per question, but the test overall might be limited because the blood pressure cuff can cause discomfort if inflated for too long.
Okay, next, let's proceed to the procedures or phases followed in the polygraph technique. First phases is the preliminary preparation, kung saan sa stage ito ay nagkasagawa ng initial interview with the investigator handling the case or person requesting it. Nito nagkakaroon ng initial interview, nagpapalagay ng loob, dapat mapil ng subject na komportable siya sa gagawing polygraph examination. The group involved in this stage are the victim or the complainant, suspect, and witnesses. This stage includes obtaining an evaluation of facts, determining areas the subject needs to be asked, and the investigator must furnish the examiner of the following. First, sworn statement of the suspect, witness, or the victim, complainant. Nagkakaroon na ng sworn statement si subject na nagpapakita na voluntary siya na isagawa yung polygraph examination. Second is incident or spot report of the suspect, witness, and victims or the complainants. Next, rough sketch or pictures of the crime scene and other facts such as specific article and exact amount of money stolen. Next is peculiar aspects of the offense or any strange set. Exact time the offense was committed. Next, known facts about the suspect's action or movement. Next one is facts indicating any connection between the suspects, victim, and witnesses. Exact type of weapon, tool, or firearms used. Kung anong ginamit nga sa pagsagawa. Next is unpublished facts of the offense known only by the victim, suspects, and the investigator. During sa phase 1, nagkakaroon din ng preliminary investigation kung saan inoobserbahan na yung behavior ng subject habang nag-antay sa waiting room. At dapat alam din ng examiner kung yung effective way na sa pag-handle ng behavior ng isang subject.
Conducted and based on the narrative account of the guest. The victim, at around 12 midnight on April 21, 2024, James, together with his family, decided to sleep. However, around 2 a.m. on the same day, James woke up when he heard the sound of a plate and went out of the room to check. That is when he saw the suspect all over their living room holding a knife. He shouted for help to his other family as he saw the victim lying down on the floor with blood, and the suspect quickly ran and escaped the house.
Next is the phase 2, or the pre-test interview. This is the stage of the interview of the subject. The primary purpose of the pre-test interview is to prepare or condition of the subject for the test. Nagkakaroon dito ng preparation or pagkakaroon ng condition si subject sa pamamagitan ng pre-test interview. The following should be taken into consideration. The appraisal of the subject's constitutional rights. Ibig sabihin dito, sasabihin sa kanya yung mga constitutional rights ng subject. Next, obtain subject's consent to undergo polygraph test by signing a statement of consent. Pagpirma sa statement of consent bilang katunayan na voluntary nga siya sa isasagawang polygraph test. Next is the taking personal data of the subjects. Determining his or her suitable as a subject. Evaluating the psychological preparation of the subject. Next is informing the subject of his involvement with the case. The following rights of the subject must be informed clearly to him or her. First, the right to remain silent. Kapag tinatanong siya, may karapatan siyang manahimik at hindi niya itong sagutin. Next is, anything he or she say may be used in favor or against him. Ano mang sasabihin sa kanya ay maaaring maging pumabor sa kanya or gamitin laban sa kanya. At may karapatan siyang pumili na ng attorney niya. Next is right to refuse. Mari nga, ito nga, right of the refuse. Mari siyang tumanggi. That's doon yung lalaman ng ng consent saka pre-test. Yung consent doon yung nakalagay yung voluntary nga yung subject na isagawa yung yung polygraph examination. Tapos naman sa background sa isa naman yung sa pre-test interview. Yung sa background ng subject.
How was your day?
I'm fine.
So you are here because you have to be questioned regarding the death of Mr. Jake. You are currently a suspect in this case. Thus, we would like to interview and examine your answer to the polygraph test. But first, let me read your rights with this matter. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say be used in favor against you. You have the right to have a lawyer prepare a brief by your own choice. And you have the right to refuse. And I ask you to read and sign the consent to continue this polygraph examination.
Next is the phase 3. Ito yung examination proper. After the pre-test interview, the examiner should proceed to the placement or attachment of polygraph sensors. Bago magkaroon na ng questioning ng sa tungkol sa personal data ng subject, ina-attach muna dito yung aparato. Tulad yung cardiopulmonograph saka yung galvanograph sensors. Review all the questions with the subjects before the actual examination is made. The examiner should discourage any comments or statement by the subject. Test instrument must be given to the subject upon completion of the necessary preliminary preparations. Once na yung instrument ay na-attach na, ito yung posibles na mangyari. Yung blood pressure pulse cuff is nakalap dito sa upper arm or the bicep ng and the pneumograph tube adjusted to the around the chest and abdomen. Next is the cuff is then inflated to a point approximate between the systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Third one is during the test, the subject is informed na tatanungin siya ng iba-ibang tanong na maaaring sagutin niya lamang ng yes or no. At saka sa pagtatanong, one question at a time lang, tas may interval na 12 or 15 seconds. Tas iwasan din yung mga mahabang tanong. Next is limiting scope of questions. The relevant test questions used in any examination should be confined to a single case investigation. The polygraph technique is not effective for stimulation testing regarding two or more unrelated occurrence. With all the gadgets or attached to the body of the subject, instrument will start running by applying pressure on a button. The subject then will be asked to answer the following standard test questions. Like irrelevant questions. Ito yung unleaded or immaterial questions. These are the questions which have no bearing to the case under investigation. Tulad yung tanong anong araw ngayon, Martes ba ngayon, ganun. Relevant questions. Ito yung unleaded or materials questions. These are the questions which have no bearing to the case under investigation. It is equally important to limit the number of relevant questions to avoid discomfort to the subject. Relevant questions must be very specific to obtain an accurate results. Sa pagtatanong nito, direct to the point siya, like, ikaw ba ang kumuha ng pera sa pagniwan? Mga ganun. Next is control questions. These are the questions are unrelated to the matter under investigation but are of similar nature, although less serious as compared to those relevant questions under investigation. The use of control question is considered by many polygraphists to be the most reliable and effective questioning technique. These are usually asked if there is doubt in the interpretation of the subject's response to relevant and irrelevant questions. The stimulation test. After examination, magkakaroon ng review dun sa nangyaring tanungan na naganap. Hayaang mag-react si subject sa question or resulta para sa mga clarification.
So, before we officially begin, I will now attach the polygraph sensor to your body, which record your body response as I ask question. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
Feel free to tell me if you feel uncomfortable during the interview. Let's begin. Is your name Jan?
Yes.
Were you in Minoyan at midnight on April 21?
No, at home.
Did you break into this house?
No.
Did you stab someone with a knife that day?
No.
Did you ever go to school?
Yes.
Do you have any tattoos anywhere on your body?
None.
Before you were 21 years old, did you kill anyone?
No.
Next is the phase 4, the post-test interview. This stage includes all consideration that bursts on the examination. This is done just after the instrument is turned off. If the polygraph test results kung nagpapakita ng panlilinlang, ang examiner ay magsagawa ng short interrogations. The purpose of which is to obtain confession. However, if the polygraph indicates that the subject is innocent, the examiner will just release the subject cordially and thanks him or her for his or her cooperation. The purpose of the further questioning after the test are to clarify the findings, to learn if there are any other reasons for the subjects responding to irrelevant questions, other than the knowledge of crime, and lastly, to obtain additional information and an admission for law enforcement purposes if the result suggests deceptions. That's all. Thank you.
So we are done with the polygraph test, and it shows that you're lying the most of my question, especially the one regarding the death of Miss Vijay. Why do you lie? Are you guilty or afraid of the consequences of your action? You know things will get more difficult if you will keep on denying it. These are testimonies and proof against you.